So hello everybody, Robert Trimbath here, CTO for AIO Integrations, back with my weekly rant. I am sorry for my long absence. I had back-to-back different flu bugs. If you, I had a upper respiratory and sinus infection kind of thing hit me for 2 weeks, like a ton of bricks from the week of Christmas through New Year's, and literally a week after I got better, 7, 10 days feeling better, I got hit by one of the flu viruses, one of the three going around, and I literally just got my butt kicked. I am finally back 100%. I feel fantastic. Thank you for my doc for figuring out which one it was and me a very effective medicine right off the bat. I'm feeling better the first day I took it, and this time I just kind of sat on the sideline, waited till I felt completely 100% before I went back to work, and so I'm jumping back in it. So welcome back to the weekly rant. I want to talk about a lot of stuff going on in the last couple of weeks for 2023, and some really big news out of the cybersecurity sector. So I want to talk about a couple things first. I hope you're voting for the 2023 Business of the Year. Big deal. I already placed my votes for the business person of the year. I've got a good friend that I work with named Paul Odendahl. Really love the guy to death. I think he is one of the most focused, hopeful people in what he does. I had a call coming in there. I'm going to put that on hold because I'm recording, of course. Listen, I wanted whoever you vote for, it doesn't matter. Place your vote. Make sure you make your voice heard. Big deal. A lot of people like myself, Paul, and others go out of our way to be helpful to the community, to teach, to do things, to educate, and we appreciate those votes. And I saw I had some votes for myself. Thank you for whoever did. I appreciate that, and I hope to earn more as we go on. So let's talk about one other thing I want to mention here is I did get some people asking me to vote for them for People of the Year, people I haven't even talked to, people that have, if we haven't had a conversation, just an FYI, if we haven't even had a conversation yet, and I mean a real conversation where we talked, via Zoom, in person, somehow, don't ask me for recommend. I'll be happy to recommend your business after we talked. I get to know you. I understand how you do business, what kind of person you are. But if I've had no interaction with you, I'm not just going to go out and plain out recommend your business. So or yourself. So you need to, if you want my recommendation, I'd be happy to have it to give it as an ambassador. But let's talk. I want to know about your business. Let's see how we can help each other. So definitely reach out to me. I'm back at 100% again. You're going to see these videos every week. And I'm incorporating some new stuff, and that is some of the news out of the cybersecurity area in this. So I just want to talk about that for a minute. I want to talk about voting for, of course, the local business person of the year. I also wanted to encourage others to get involved with this, with Alignable. Alignable is a fantastic thing, and it's kind of like the polar opposite of LinkedIn, if you ask me. LinkedIn has turned into this big marketing monster where I just get nonstop spammed. I mean, I've got a huge network there, and I've got a good following, but I'm getting so spammed on there. I just don't spend any time on it anymore. I would rather spend time with people like yourselves, helping people like yourselves, and being involved in Alignable and what it does. It's just much more rewarding as a person, as a business professional, and with the ability to give back. So let's go on and talk about what's going on. I told you there's some big news. I've been down and out for a couple of weeks. I'm back. One of the things I'm going to be talking about is some of the cybersecurity stuff going on, and I will tell you, man, there is some big stuff. So, of course, there's always events and things happening, and I'm going to skip through a couple of these, but I want to talk about something in particular, and that is this one right here, and that is that ransomware profits. This doesn't mean necessarily that the events are going down and remediation costs are down, but their ability to turn a profit is going down because fewer companies are ponying up to pay the ransoms. Even though they've got multiple ways to hurt you and double-edged swords, and they copy your data, and they're basically going after people that have regulatory issues. What I mean by that is healthcare, doctors, dentists, people that have to deal with HIPAA or PCI compliance. Those things are huge because there are real costs for those violations to be involved, especially third party liability and lawsuits and like that. So there are a lot of other risks involved, but people are not paying the ransoms, which I think is fantastic because this is something that needs to happen. You don't reduce the criminal element by paying the criminals. It just encourages them to do it more. And so I'm glad to see that happening. The other thing that they're accrediting this to is the fact that the law enforcement is doing a better job at tracking and finding who's responsible for what and going after these guys. And that's FBI. Guys, great job, man. I've been to so many conferences with FBI and Homeland there and talking about the dangers and talking about what's happening. And they are at almost every major conference in one form or another. And there's a lot of advocate groups that work. There's some I work with I actually belong to and work with, and others I don't. But the message here is that they are doing a better job. They are taking interest at every event that happens like this. They are tracking who's doing what, and they are holding criminals responsible. Now, will they end it all? Probably not. I mean, I don't think you'll ever get rid of cybercrime. I think cybercrime is going to exist for quite a long time. And to be honest, the cyber criminals have, the better talent pool than law enforcement does. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. But it is a huge step in the right direction to see people going away from paying ransoms and going more towards, being taking precautions and being safer and watching after their businesses. That is huge. So, congrats to the people doing that, the companies doing that. Congrats to the FBI for being more vigilant. Those things are definitely helping. I want to talk about two big pieces of news, though, that are in here. We're going to go find one of them right now. I think I might actually have to go to the second page here to find it. And the other is not entirely in. The other is not entirely in the news yet, but I'm going to talk about it. So, T-Mobile. This number originally started a lot lower than this, but they are finding out that T-Mobile. This is the second time has been breached for 37 million customers, and I am a T-Mobile client. So yeah, I got to go in and luckily I use different passwords for different things, so I don't think I'm at risk of anything in this. But they are getting things like social security numbers and stuff like that, and that of course does put us at risk. So this is bad news, and this has happened to every major carrier, by the way. T-Mobile is not the only one. Verizon's had it, AT&T. They've all been breached in some way, shape, or form in the last 5 years. Okay, so not pointing them out to say, "Wow, you guys are terrible." They are not good. This is the second time in the last couple of years this has happened to T-Mobile. So I would put it upon them to step up their game. That's not very encouraging from a customer standpoint. The only reason I continue to use them is because they're the only people that get signal within my house here. For some reason, I'm in a dead zone, and T-Mobile's the only one where it works where I live. So I'm kind of stuck with them. But for those of you who aren't, it doesn't matter what carrier you're with, you're going to face these same kind of problems. They're going after these kinds of people because mobile devices now are one of the single biggest sought after things because, like it or not, we keep our life in these devices. I mean, our bank, our business, our personal life, everything's. And these are the keys to the kingdom. So they are going after them in a lot of new ways. And if you don't know, stay tuned. We are going to be doing some stuff with Paul Odendahl. He's actually invited us to be a regular guest on his show and talk about cybersecurity, about some of the threats happening, about ways they get into your life, and we are going to be talking about cell phones in one of those episodes. So, and on another note, which I can't talk to you, I can't really show you because it's not really hit the news headline yet, but it is something that has really happened. And it was thought to be a lot smaller, but it is now getting out that it is a lot larger than originally intended. Norton LifeLock, which is, LifeLock is the identity theft people. Norton bought them a while ago, and somewhere where I think Norton misses the boat is Their cybersecurity stuff sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a big fan of your product. No, many of us in our profession are not a big fan of your product. And if you were smart, you'd be focusing more on that side of it than you are the identity theft side, because protecting the computers and the devices are where the theft is happening. And if you protect those and you help people do a better job protecting those, then you protect their identity even better. But the product is not that good. In fact, it's terrible. And I can tell you right now that as a result of this is become a embarrassment for them. It started off with about 62,000 accounts being breached, and now it is over 1 million. It is a lot bigger than originally thought. And these are people who are paying them to protect their identities. So, not really a great job, guys. And if you paid for that product, I would be extremely concerned. If you want advice about another product, I'd be happy to point you somewhere. eSure.ai, great product, cybersecurity, identity theft coming out in about, I don't know, 2, 3 weeks. But their big focus is around cybersecurity, then identity theft, and how they work together. But their bigger investment is in the cybersecurity side. And we're going to be talking about that on Paul's show. But neat product, great product. If you've never used it before, don't know anything about it, it is a newer product for consumers on the marketplace, and it is a enterprise level XR product. So definitely check it out. I'm not giving you any promo codes or anything like that because I don't have any. I'm just sending you there because it's a great product, and you should. Um, let's talk about something that is very interesting. So I had some interesting conversations. I'm going to leave off with this. I had two conversations I had one with a dentist we're doing some IT services for, and we had another with a gentleman that owns an automotive shop. The difference between these two, these people both deal with some, one deals with HIPAA compliant data, the other deals with PCI compliant data because they store credit cards and things like that on their network. It's so funny because I'm in a conversation and we're talking about the importance of cybersecurity from a preventative side and preventing it from happening. We have a saying we use a lot, or a tagline that we use a lot in our marketing, and that is it's hard to fix the plane after it's already crashed. Okay, if once the plane's crashed, it's too late. The damage is done. We can't prevent. We can't. It can't be fixed at that point, and the damage is done to your business. Okay. And I'm going to so we had this talk about this with this dentist, and it was so funny. He's talking about, yeah, you're in the same business we are. We prevent things by doing preventative maintenance. And I could see that analogy. Yet when it came down, he wouldn't spend the, $250 a month to protect his business and his basically his way of life, the thing that provides for his family and, 15 other employees, to protect his business. The guy pays 5 times that for a car payment. Guy, driving a Range Rover, $1,200 or $120,000 Range Rover, but yet I can't spend $250 to protect my business. And I'm going to tell you right now, very poor thinking. I give you a good instance. So the mechanic, the one that owns the mechanic shop I talked to, actually had a cybersecurity incident about a year ago in which he lost an entire year's worth of data. Couldn't get it back. It was completely removed. They didn't pay for it. They were able to restore back to a year prior because when he went to their backups, they found out their backups weren't being done properly. The company that does their stuff now is not doing it anymore because of this incident. Not only did they, not protect the client right, but and help them protect themselves, but they didn't maintain the backups in the system correctly or validate them. And like a lot of systems that people think they're doing backups, you have to validate those and test them, because just because it says it's done doesn't mean it works. Okay. Our business in the IT side is about validating the worth of our services. And if we can't even provide a valid backup to something we're backing up, we've got a problem. So this gentleman lost a year's worth of business, almost put him out of business. He survived it. But, we went in there and talked to him. It wasn't even a question. Will I spend $250 a month extra to protect against that again? Hell yeah. Why wouldn't you? So if and that's getting him $1 million in coverage now. So of a service guarantee. So basically, if he ever gets hit, he's going to get $1 million towards liability, remediation, loss of business. So not only is he being protected better, but he's also getting a service guarantee behind it that's actually going to pay for things if it does happen and prevent him from losing that income. That's a smart move, very very smart move. So really happy to see some businesses learning their lessons and understanding the value of having something like this. But don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until the plane crashes to do it, because not very few survive the plane crash. This is the problem. 83% of businesses, small businesses I'm talking about, the people that are being targeted by these hackers, if you get hit, 83% of you don't make it. You're out of business in 6 months. These are real figures. This isn't stuff we're making up. So be wise about it. You know, if you can protect your business with that much coverage for, and that much protection, I'm talking about the protection, a 24/7 SOC to monitor. I'm talking about a managed cybersecurity solution, and you get $1 million in coverage against, a breach. Why? Why would you not do that? You know how much cybersecurity insurance costs? Go talk to you. Go call your business insurance guy up and tell him you want $1 million policy and ask him how much that runs a year. And if you've ever been hit by any kind of cybersecurity problem in the past, you're just automatically disqualified because you've already shown that you are breachable. They're not. You're uninsurable at that point. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So definitely look into it. Definitely take the time to learn why you should be doing these things, why you should be protecting. We look forward to being on Paul's show. Paul, I'm thrilled to death to be working with you and to be working with your team, and to be able to talk to your audience about what's happening and give you guys some advice about this. And by the way, just so you know, and I'm going to leave off with this: if you have a company, I don't care what size, and you want cybersecurity training for people, cybersecurity awareness training, we do it. I do it for free for anybody that wants it. So if you contact me via direct message me, say, hey, I've got a small business or I got a business and I would love for you to do a Zoom and teach our people about cybersecurity awareness, what we should be looking out for. We do an hour to an hour and a half class. We do it via Zoom, and it is something we will teach your people about practical things they can use in the business as well as things they can use in everyday life to protect your business and themselves in the process. Sorry about that. And be able to enhance your life in a way by knowing that you are aware, knowing that you are not making the mistakes that could let unwanted bad actors in your life, and understanding how to recognize those threats. And it's a huge part of prevention. It's what people are missing. Every conference I go to, this is the thing they talk about. How do we fix end users? How do we teach end users not to do stupid things, not to fall for these things? I mean, you have no idea how many weird things happen. Like, so people are getting what we call clickbait for, oh, I found a virus and it's for McAfee, but yet they don't have McAfee installed on their machine. They don't even know they don't have that. They're just seeing it and they're thinking, oh, I've got a problem, and they click on something and they allow a bad actor in. And a lot of this is just awareness. A lot of it is just awareness of what you have, what you don't have, what you should and shouldn't be doing, and the methods in which they're using to trick you into thinking it's something it's not, and how to recognize those. That's what we do. So, hey, thank you for listening. I'm so happy to be back, man. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm just happy to be back on the spot and feeling better. I will be back next week, and we're going to be talking about some of the things happening on Alignable. We're going to be scheduling a new You Ask, We Answer, and we're going to be talking about, I believe it is going to be our board member that is on mental health and employee mental health and physical health well-being. I'm excited for that. That is going to, we really haven't focused on anything like that before, but great things we should definitely be talking about and thinking about more. So Look forward to having her do that, and we'll probably do it as another hybrid event out of our offices up in Northwest Houston, where we have it both online, a little better organized this time though, where we have it both online and in person. So look forward to seeing you guys there when we do it. Look out for the announcements. We'll have announcements out very soon on it. And thanks again for watching. See you later, man. Have a fantastic week.